The City Planners is a poem by the Canadian author Margaret Atwood. It was first published in 1964 in the collection titled The Circle Game. It is a free verse poem with no regular rhyme scheme or meter. It has 38 verses divided into 7 stanzas or uneven lengths. The poem is set on a Sunday in August in a suburban neighborhood that can be anywhere worldwide. The unknown speaker of the poem can be the poet herself, who criticizes suburban life for being too controlled and lifeless. Don't forget to subscribe. The poem starts with the speaker and someone else driving around a quiet, residential neighborhood. It's a sunny Sunday in August, which suggests a peaceful, relaxed vibe. But instead of enjoying the drive, the speaker feels disturbed by the sanities of suburbia. Everything is too neat, too orderly, too controlled. The streets, houses, and even trees have been shaped into predictable, lifeless forms. She compares this artificial perfection to a dent in her car door, which reminds her that real life isn't flawless. The speaker sees the suburbs as a place where messiness and true creativity have been erased. Even the grass seems discouraged from growing freely because it keeps getting mowed down. The second stanza starts with "but," implying that despite this forced perfection, small signs of disorder still exist. The driveways are even, and the roofs all have the same angle. Everything is designed to maintain order and control. Yet, the speaker notices little things that break this illusion. The smell of spilt oil, a splash of paint on a brick which she compares to a bruise, and a coiled hose that looks like a snake about to strike. These details hint that beneath the surface, the people living in this controlled world might be feeling just as trapped as she does. Even the windows of the houses seem to stare at her, too fixed on a single goal, as if watching her movements. In the third stanza, the speaker sees beyond the perfect suburban exterior and notices the small flaws that will eventually grow into bigger problems, like cracks forming under the plaster of houses. This suggests that the illusion of control in these neighborhoods won't last forever. In the fourth stanza, the poet imagines the houses sinking into the earth like ships or glaciers. This image symbolizes how suburbia, no matter how carefully planned, is condemned to fail because it goes against human nature. People can't live in a perfectly controlled world forever. In the fifth stanza, the poem shifts to the city planners, the people responsible for designing these neighborhoods. Atwood describes them as looking like political conspirators, suggesting they are part of some hidden scheme to control people's lives. They plan cities with rigid, soulless designs that ignore human creativity and spontaneity. In the sixth stanza, the city planners or surveyors try to draw neat, straight lines to organize everything, but their efforts are temporary. Their attempts to keep things structured and predictable are pointless because life is unpredictable. The last stanza shows how suburbia keeps repeating itself. New planned neighborhoods are built, just as bland and lifeless as the ones that came before. The ungrammatical snows hints at how the speaker's rebellion against society's manufactured and structured control. It might hint at how ridiculous this constant cycle of city planning is. Atwood might also be hinting at environmental destruction caused by urban expansion. Let's thematically analyze Margaret Atwood's The City Planners. The poem criticizes how humans try to control and organize everything, especially in the suburbs. The speaker finds the perfectly arranged houses, trimmed lawns, and quiet streets unnatural and unsettling. People think they're creating a stable, sane world, but the speaker sees it as fake, an illusion that will eventually break. Everything is too neat, lawns are trimmed, streets are silent, and trees are deliberately planted. The speaker feels that this extreme order is actually a sign of fear. People panic at the thought of chaos, so they try to erase anything unpredictable. Small signs of the disorder still exist, like a dent in a car door or the smell of spilt oil, hinting that reality can't be hidden forever. The speaker predicts that, in time, the perfect houses will sink into the earth, proving that nature and chaos can't be controlled forever. The city planners think they can map out and control everything, but their obsession with order is actually madness. The poem also critiques how humans destroy nature for their own comfort. Suburbs aren't just lifeless, they hide the damage being done to the environment. People living in suburbs don't see the harm their way of life causes. Their driveways and houses shield them from the reality of environmental destruction. The city planners keep expanding suburbs, consuming more land and resources without considering the consequences. There are hints of environmental destruction, the smell of oil, cracks forming under the surface, and houses slowly sinking. The poem suggests that if people keep ignoring nature and prioritizing profit, it will lead to disaster. The houses will eventually collapse like glaciers melting into the sea. Hope you share and subscribe for more poem analysis.